Welcome back to the Midwest Coven Cast. This week we present the second half of our conversation on shopping and retail. We hope that you enjoy it.
I'm just curious for you guys. So are there small, places that you guys consistently go to? Because I honestly don't have, a consistent I am terrible. I shop.
I don't know. I try and buy from Etsy people. I mean, because I'm on Etsy too, obviously. So
I have my historic velvet pants that I always wear that are from an Etsy maker. So
yes.
Yeah.
They look so comfy. I've got some velvet ones that are comfy. But
otherwise, I have
I don't know.
I
Those
just
look really comfy.
Get recommendations from friends and stuff, from places. I'm so happy. My friend, her name's Cassie, she is raising chickens, and so I finally got locally grown eggs from her.
Nice.
And I think I'm going to start just buying from her.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That is.
I'm kind of curious. I don't know for sure. I'm wondering if they're going to do, chicken as well, eventually.
Oh,
when they get old or something, or
I don't know.
I don't know how that process works.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure either. I mean, I know she's just using them for egg laying, I think, right now, but...
All right, when that time comes, I wonder how they'll approach
I feel like that might be an ethical thing. Some people, their egg chickens are like pets. They don't want to, they don't make them chickens, like that, you know?
Right. Well, I remember,
I think that's probably true of some people.
I remember Corey and Ryan, they told me a story about when they were down in Texas. They were visiting their Aunt Jackie, and they had a couple of pigs. Or maybe it was just one pig, I forget. But they were, visiting it all week long and getting to know it. They had a name for it. I forget what the name was. But, at the end of the week, they were eating pig. And they were just like, oh, what's this? Blah, blah. Oh, that's Porky or whoever. And they were like, I'm like, oh, no. That would be so, oh, God. But, yeah, so. Surprise!
Well, I mean, I think when you farm it or whatever. I mean,
if you take it to the fair, I think you have to slaughter it afterwards. So, if you take an animal to show, I think depending on the animal.
Wow.
But yeah, because
I've never heard of that.
I'm pretty sure, the pigs and stuff. I know. I'm pretty sure.
So Charlotte's Web.
When they go to the fair,
that's what they do at the end with him.
Because they're exposed to diseases then. Because they're around all the other farm animals from all the other farms. They're around all these people that are petting them and touching their feet and
so
walking in
back
there.
To your farm, you're
so
them.
I'm pretty sure they all get sold for the butcher after the fair, right? Isn't that what happens?
I don't know about this. I've never. I
thought that's what happened,
but I can see the logic behind it. I suppose. I mean, I guess we should look into that in case, but not in case. I would be interested to see what the facts are behind that. I guess because I've never heard of such a thing.
So I just found this on the internet because I was curious.
Everyone's like, "I'm already on it."
Do they really just do that?
Do they really? Maybe there's some that do and some that don't.
It says, what happens to 4-H animals after the fair? Which I'm guessing, it would be the same thing if they're going to a fair, right?
Yeah.
So it says, what happens to 4-H animals after the fair? After purchasing a pig, sheep, or steer from a 4-H participant at the county fair, buyers have a number of options they can take. Oh, I guess this is a purchasing thing anyway. Do they always do purchases at fairs? Maybe this isn't actually, the kind of fair that I'm thinking. I'm, thinking, county fairs. So maybe 4-H is a little different.
No, I think they're talking about when kids bring their animal to the fair. 4-H is one of the groups that show their animals at the fair.
I for some reason don't feel like a 4-H group that was in school. I think they had a pig, and I don't remember.
It looks like it's an option after a fair, at least on this.
A 4-H livestock auction is a slaughter-only sale. This means 4-Hers are not allowed to take home their animals after a fair. And this is from... Hold on, let me actually go into the webpage fully.
I wonder if the kids are told that when they're in 4-H, because these are 6th graders.
I'm guessing they might know eventually.
I've seen friends of mine that have children with 4-H animals, of their kids crying about going to the fair.
There might be 2 different kinds of auctions, because so that's the live auction, but this one also says where I'm at. After purchasing a pig, sheep, or steer from a 4-H participant at the county fair, buyers have a number of options. They can take the animal home, usually to breed, have it slaughtered, and then processed for meat for one's own use, or buy the animal to make a donation, but let it go to a commercial market, which I'm guessing would be another probably slaughter or
Right.
or
So in
breed
the end, it
option.
needs to be slaughtered unless
At
it's
some
used
point, probably,
for
or for breeding.
breeding another animal.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense in the fact that that's ultimately what a lot of the animals go toward for human purposes. But it is sad too, though, that God, here, children, let's teach you all about this in 6th grade. I mean, I guess the sooner they know about it, the better. Maybe that's how vegetarians are all from 4-H. Don't you know what you're eating? You're eating Bessie. Sorry. Okay.
Where were we?
But I mean, I think that's like an ethical concern too, right? I mean, I don't like the fact that I like meat, but if I don't eat meat, I feel shitty. So it's like one of those things for me. So go ahead. Yeah.
I'm like a shitty pescatarian.
Yeah.
Because like I don't mind eating fish, but I also sometimes don't mind eating a steak every now and then. So
not like every day or like
Yeah.
or just like really
yeah.
rarely. Yeah.
And dairy I found is hard for me to cut out, which like I know that's like some people are like, whatever, it's just dairy, just do it. But like I don't know, it's just hard for me. Like leave me alone.
Yeah.
No, I honestly, I wouldn't be able to cut out dairy. Are you kidding me? I haven't even tried. Like, I'm terrible. That is one thing that I haven't tried I have never tried to be a vegetarian. I've just always accepted the fact that I'm a carnivore, but at the same time,
Omnivore.
omnivore.
You eat plants and vegetables technically.
You don't just eat meat.
I guess, yeah. I thought, for some reason, I thought that carnivore was meat eater, omnivore was plant eater. So I thought
Right,
that
but
if
you eat both, right? You have like salad.
Yeah.
Herbivore is vegetarian.
Oh, herbivore,
Yeah.
that's right.
Omnivore is
both.
om nom nom everything-nivore.
Gotcha.
yeah.
That's what I am. So yes, I don't know why I thought.
I think you need a new design for your red bubble. No, everywhere.
That's how you'll teach Jill how to remember.
That is how I teach Dylan how to I'm omnivore.
We're gonna remember that. I'm never gonna forget that I'm not a carnivore. I'm not an herbivore. I'm an omnivore.
Oh my gosh.
See what homeschooling does? It teaches you new techniques on how to teach children things. What do they call that? Association? Word association? Alright, anyways. So, on to...
But yeah, we were going on to the ethical concern.
Yes.
Like, I don't like the idea of like huge factory slaughterhouses. Like, I would much rather buy from someone local.
Yeah.
It is
honestly.
so sad to see. Like,
But I feel like they treat them better. Kind of like you were talking with Jackie, like in when they ate their pig. But they still treated it well. It had a good life. It got to roam mostly free or in a big backyard, not like cooped up in like a
True, was it
evil
like
cage.
Yeah, like all just swarming amongst all the rest of them, rubbing and oh, I feel so bad for how congested everything is.
If you imagine that poor pig's heart when he was like, oh, this whole family's been loving and caring for me this whole year, and then
we're like a horror movie.
And then it's celebration time, and then you realize that you're the one on the table, and you're like, oh, but I loved you guys so much.
Yeah, like honestly, and that, you know what? To be honest with you, that is what truly gets to me when I think about it. Like, if I take myself completely out of it, I don't think about it, and that's what allows me to feel okay about eating it. But then when I think about it, and I think like that, it's like, dude, I mean, everything. To me, I truly
Trevor
believe
was in
everything
the mood for
has.
KFC the other night, so I got KFC and we picked it up and I was eating it and I got like halfway through my second piece and then I was looking at it and like I saw like the veiny pieces and like the muscles connecting and I was just like, I can't eat this anymore. Like this was a thing and like I looked at it and now I'm done.
You have
like,
life within you.
Like if I can put my mind past it, like it still kind of bothers me like after I do it, but I can enjoy it in the moment. But
I've had those moments before too.
But the whole principles behind it's so wrong that it's like, is that enough? And I think that's the problem for me is that as hard as I feel about these things, is it hard enough to make me change my ways?
Well, because we're like living in this pandemic mode still, so we order out way more than we should be and order delivery way more than we should. And because I'm not going to the store, like I mentioned, I'm not going into the public, so like we're having people to like drop off stuff on our porch, and like, you know, we don't actually see them and touch them or whatever, but
but at the same time, I think it's still a good way to...
There's not a lot of vegetarian options, though, was what I was going to get at. Is there's, if you're ordering things, like, you have to either special order it, and sometimes if you're ordering through an app, like, you can't special order the things that you need to make it vegetarian or make it vegan, or so it's frustrating. It's limited that far.
So nice if they created a drive-through vegan restaurant that you could just get, like, almost as cheap as McDonald's food and as cheap as, like, you know, Beefaroo or Culver's even. Like, they're a slightly more expensive burger.
I think bigger cities have them. I mean, we had, like, a Whopper. Like, I had the incredible Whopper from Burger King the other night, but...
Yeah, is it good? I haven't tried it. Tastes just like
I like it. One. I mean, I haven't...
You've tried the Impossible Whopper before, haven't you?
No, I remember Mom got it for you when we drove through, but I was like, oh, what's that? And
I've had it.
I've asked you about it, I think, and you did tell me that you tasted it.
I thought I got it for you one time or something. Maybe not. But yeah, it's really good.
I'll try it.
Yeah, I pretty much can't tell the difference.
Well, honestly, that's, I think, what I was getting at, though, is, like, is it enough for me to change? I think it would be enough for me to change if I don't know the difference.
If you had alternatives.
It's pretty much
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, if I was conscious about what I was doing and
Girl, that's your assignment this week. Go to Burger King and try the Impossible Whopper.
Hey, there we go. That'll be I'll update everyone and let them know how it was. But no, honestly, if I could switch over, like, I was already talking to Sam, she did Meatless Mondays. I would like to at least try just one day a week. I think maybe I'll try to challenge myself to do that this week. And just do one day. Because if I can start there, I can, and to be honest with you, I don't eat a lot of red meat anyways. Like, I'm mostly a chicken and fish person. Like, I eat a lot of tuna, I eat a lot of chicken.
Yeah, same here.
See, I like my steak every once in a while, but I'm not big on just, like, I don't
hamburger
know.
meat. Yeah. I do, like, hamburger helpers and taco meat.
I do that sometimes.
I heard, so I tried the new, whatever it is at Starbucks, they have a, like, vegetarian sausage there that I tried, and that was okay.
I've been
that was
wanting
pretty
to try
good.
it, but it came out pandemic-ish time, and so I just haven't really been there much.
Well, and now... Pizza Hut has sausage from them, the Impossible sausage too, pizza. So I want to try that also.
Ooh.
I wish I would have known that, like, last time we had pizza together.
I don't know if it was. It might have came out right after last time we did that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long it's been out. That's awesome. I'm gonna have to try that sometime for sure.
Because Kelly's birthday is gonna be on a Saturday, and I bring her over to Mom's on Saturdays anyways. I was actually thinking about just ordering a pizza like on that Saturday for us.
Just for us that are already here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's gonna be. I mean, we'll celebrate her. I'm not gonna have a big party, obviously, because we can't.
Yeah.
But yeah,
just our bubble there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, her own little circle and. No,
but I mean, I think, like, in a lot of ways, these new meats are going to be a good way for us to get more towards ethical treatment of animals. And,
yes.
I mean, again, I do eat it, but I do sometimes think it's problematic that I eat it. I think about this a lot.
The meat? Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but it's just hard to give up, and maybe that's, like, a me problem.
It's in our face all the time. Well, I think it's, like I said, it's hard to order sometimes.
Yeah.
Something that... is enjoyable to eat and vegetarian without just like getting a side of salad and that like French fries at a restaurant because that's the option.
Yeah, but I think it's a really good ethical concern to think about. But so, what are some other things as far as when you're buying and whatnot that you think about in terms of
the throwaway culture that we live in?
Yeah,
I mean, well, yeah,
100%.
I feel like because of the way that everything is set up, and I actually read something or watched something recently that perfectly explained it. So, like, back in the day, when we had to make everything by hand, all we had was our hands, and we only had so much time and whatever to make it, and only so many people could make it with the skill set, whatever. Well, with today's day and age, they've automated and had everything done by machine, so we can create and make so much more
There's
product.
So many of them available.
There's so much stuff in the world, and so it's in the best interest of the people that make that stuff to what? Sell it to us, so they
continually
make
sell it to us.
Yeah, so they try to make
it breakable.
Exactly. They make it to where it's a throwaway culture, so they can continue to make money, so that way we can continue to.
Of course, some of us see it as convenience too, though, because
and that's what gets us. Because psychology
forks and things, so we don't really want to do dishes, and then we're like, oh, but they make this paper or styrofoam or whatever or plastic, and you're like, then I can just throw it away. But then,
Then
but
how much are you throwing away?
And how much money are you spending?
Exactly.
And how much
I
are
really
you filling
think
the
that there
landfill?
should be a job that just sorts the bags of garbage that come through, and like some of it would go to like compost making, and some of it would go to like paper making.
I think some of them do a little bit, but not.
I don't think America does as much as it should.
Yeah,
I think other countries are really sustainable with their garbage, and
well, I know, like when I was in Ireland for my study abroad, like 12 years ago, they had like almost every household we went into, like there was like a compost pile. Like everyone they composted.
They
their
did.
stuff.
It was a thing they did.
Yeah, and Mom and I have started doing that because we have the garden beds between our houses.
I've had a compost on my like list for a long time, but like
keep it. We'll put it on ours. Bring it over. Keep a compost bucket. You can bring it. It's just in the back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
You
I'll
throw it
start
on
doing
there
too. I used to. What's so funny is that compost bucket that I got for her. I saw it at the store one day, and I was like, who the hell would want this thing?
Yeah.
And then later, like a week later, I was like, I saw Mom's pile on the counter, and I was like, I think I'd like that thing for over here at Mom's for Mom. Like,
yeah, so there's not just a pile on the counter, so it's in a little bin. Yeah, that's what I want. I want a little countertop bin for my compost, and then I want a turn in my backyard so I can make
coffee plastic. That's what I use.
Nice.
Oh,
you
okay.
can take
girl,
it.
I'm almost under the bottom of my coffee thing anyways, so
that's what I do. I just throw them in there, and when it's full, we'll dump it out.
That's a good idea.
We're bougie, and we have a brand of like countertop items that we like to buy. So he actually just bought me a new like K-cup holder, but I'm not even using it in the kitchen. I'm using it in my crafting school area. So
I need to get one of those actually. I think I'm going to switch over because I have like one of those little tiny Mr. Coffees, and it makes like 4 or 5 cups like of whatever.
Yeah.
And of coffee.
Of coffee. I know what you mean.
And anyways, it's so old and it needs to just be replaced. But I think I'm going to switch up to Keurig. So that way I can just make one pot at a time.
Make sure you get yourself one of those reusables. Yeah.
Oh, of course. We were just talking about that throwaway culture.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fall for it.
And plus it's cheaper too when you buy those individual pods. They're like $1 a cup sometimes. You don't get them on sale.
And I think that's the other reason why I want to
We have
switch.
a Keurig and we use the K-cups.
Well, but honestly, if you get the reusable kind, maybe what we can start doing because we all have coffee together.
We don't want to do the reusable. We just like our
flavors
that we want. Yeah, we're already roped in.
Gotcha.
Well, he kind of has a Starbucks addiction, and like I kind of I like my coffee a lot too, especially being a mom. Like I like having my flavor where like I don't have to pack the cup.
That's okay. You're a better vegetarian than I am, and I'm a better coffee maker than you are. We all have our things. You know what I mean?
Well, like Corey will not do the cloth diaper thing. I mean, it's a convenient thing for him. He's like, I'm not gonna.
Trevor didn't have a choice. I was like, this is what we're doing in the house, and we did make a compromise though, and I did start using the cloth ones for overnight. But that's kind of just more convenient for me because he co-sleeps with me, not with Trevor.
Right.
So like, it doesn't affect him whatsoever. He's like, yeah, whatever.
So, are there any other things that you feel like you buy for like sustainability or for ethics reasons?
I like buying from work at home moms. I have my cloth diapers that I'm like trying to switch all of mine over to a brand called Sassy Cheeks, and that's a work at home mom brand that I can link, and like you have to like catch her sales. Like I'm in her Facebook group, and like she only has stockings every now and then, but like every time I can catch a stocking, I buy probably at least 2 diapers, and then I'm in her resale group or buy sell trade group, and like I buy used diapers. I just got a brand new one the other day. Well, I just got a brand new used one the other day. And I can't stop buying them.
So I think that we need to, on our Facebook page today, even though this episode's not going to come out for a couple of weeks, I think that we should start like a thread for like small businesses and stuff. So people like our
all of our little things
and followers on Facebook and whatnot can. I'll start a thread on Twitter too. But
holiday shopping season.
yeah, so we can have people like drop links to their favorite, small shops, but small businesses. I don't want like some multi-conglomerate stuff on there. Like, no, I just want small. It doesn't have to be like local to us, but local to someone. Like, someone that they know who the business
somebody's
owner is.
Personal business, or like their friend's business, or a business you buy from a lot,
or both, whatever. But yeah, small business. Working moms and with small businesses, or it doesn't have to be just moms, obviously, but like people like here's somebody I know who makes something. Here's someone I know who owns a small shop. Here's someone I know who does this, that, or the other. Keep it personal.
Or each other.
Yeah. Or places that you've already shopped and know that it's small. You know what I mean? That's
well, just like her shop, the Sassy Cheeks.
Yeah,
exactly. That's a perfect example.
But like, small. Keep it small.
Keep it small.
Right now, because of COVID, like, it is so important that we support these smaller businesses 100%. I can get behind that.
Because nobody else is supporting them.
No, and right now people are strapped for cash.
To.
Not a lot of people can afford to buy from smaller businesses because they have to charge more because it costs them more because they don't have like economy of scale like these large corporations, and they're not outsourcing their work for like virtual slave labor.
I will say another local shop for us that I get frequently is London Avenue. They have floral deliveries, so I'll get bouquets of flowers, really awesome, gorgeous flowers delivered to my house. I think it's usually on Fridays. I want to say it was originally on Wednesdays, and now I don't know. I can link it below too. But they have like weekly floral deliveries that they can deliver local to our area.
Yeah.
So. Ooh, it's been a while since I've had some flowers.
So, another thing that I really tend to like about smaller businesses too is like versus like buying for like super cheap at like mega corporations and things like that. It seems like when they have to specialize in it and they only make so many and like whatever, their quality is just so much better. It's just, because like, I mean, the big box stores, they're made for throwaway culture. Like
the toys I'm buying.
When you cherish them more, like the two rattles that you gave me for Kelly, and her robot, those three, and even her, the rainbow stuff, like all of those toys.
Oh, you like the wood toys and
they're
stuff?
They're just so much more meaningful, I guess, than just the everyday toy that you get. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think like I might have mentioned it in another episode briefly, but like all of their Christmas toys for both the kids, like I spent so much time like researching the shop that I was going to buy it from and like the price I was going to pay, and like I wasn't necessarily looking for the lowest price for me. I was looking for like the best price for like making sure they were paying their employees correctly, and like you want to see, like I read their ethics page and I read their like social pages to see like if I want to buy from them.
See, I don't do all that, and I'm glad that someone does.
It usually costs you more money, but I like knowing it's going to like someone who's
seeing
ethically sourcing their things and like whatever. Yeah. 100%.
That's admirable because, like I said, I don't take the time to do that. I just am like, okay, what's the most convenient place to buy it from? Click, I'm buying it. You know what I mean?
What's the closest?
And I think a lot of people are like that. Truly,
I mean, it's true. I think that's true. Yeah.
Well, and I think I've seen a lot because I've been like on this crazy like you piss mommy off. Like we all have cabin fever, so I go on my rampages where like if he pisses me off and like intentionally for too long, then I'm like, okay, we're just gonna get rid of some of your toys now, and I go on a little toy purge and get rid of some of his stuff because he's being disrespectful and and so, but I've noticed over time that since he's getting less and less things, he treats his things with more respect. Like, yes, he still has more room to grow and he's still learning to be more calm with certain things at certain times, but like, he's made a lot of progression. Like, the less things there are to have, the more value he takes in them because he has less things. And like, so now like me,
what you have.
Yeah. So like in some people's eyes, I might not have gotten my children enough for Christmas, but like I invested in like, what they were going to be using their toys for and like what those companies support that I bought them from. And, it was a lot of research that I did to, and
not just going and buying 20 toys off of a shelf and...
Yeah, not that there's anything wrong with that either. I mean, if that's what makes you happy and that's what's convenient for your life. But I think especially, like we've mentioned now during COVID, like our smaller businesses are hurting. And like if you can support them and that they're supporting other people also, and they're supporting community. Like,
it's like a ripple
that's what we
effect.
need right now is community support.
Yes.
And yeah.
And
Yeah,
if you can
for
be a
sure.
part of that, then
Yeah.
Well, good for you. I like that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And then for the wooden toys and stuff that you are now getting your kids, is there like a specific? Are there specific places that you're getting them, or do you just find them on like? Have you bought from random shops on Etsy or like?
A lot of them I buy from like mom and pop shops that I find through Facebook groups about wooden toys. So they're not necessarily local to us, mom and pop shops, but they're ones that ship in the US. Yeah. So I try and buy from smaller businesses still, even when I'm buying online, and I get.
Are there any wooden toy shops that you would recommend for other parents to check out to buy toys?
I have a couple that
we can link below.
Yeah, I'll link them below because I don't want to get them wrong because there's so many.
No, that's okay. But at least our listeners can know that.
Yeah,
we can
post them online
posted,
through the places that you've gotten from.
Because I love the toys that you got her. Like, there's this little robot that's got like.
Well, Sarah Silks is one of them. I buy my silks, and then I bought Dylan a wobble board this year from them, and I get my like ribbon dancers from them. The silks that we were dyeing that I've posted about before were from there. And the robots, I think, were from...
I have the box still at my house, but
they're from overseas. They're called Neds, but the shop is called something else. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Leviathan's little like spell book thing that I got for him, like his whole little witchcraft set, it's all wooden, and like he has wooden gemstones that are like little stacking gemstones that have rattle balls inside. But her stuff is from Clover and Birch, and I love her shop. I'm not sure if like the witch kit is still available. I think she actually has Christmas themed stuff up in her shop right now, but I like her shop too. So.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I just actually bought some incense and stuff from a small shop. It's an Etsy shop, and I'll share it online. It's but I bought like incense and stuff for myself. Oh, and I brought some charcoal toothpaste. I've been wanting to try charcoal toothpaste, like just as a natural or more natural toothpaste. And
I like it. Did you get a powder, or is it still toothpaste consistency?
I'm guessing it's a toothpaste consistency from what I could see, and it's in a tube,
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Probably
It's
within
still,
the paste.
yeah, toothpaste-like in that fashion.
Did you try a powder form or something?
I've tried both.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
I've never tried charcoal before, so you'll have to update us on how that is. I'll tell you how the Whopper is, and you'll have to tell me how the charcoal toothpaste is.
Yep, I think it should be here soonish. I just ordered it like last night, I think it was.
Nice.
So, yeah. But I'll definitely let you know.
Yeah.
I'll put some in a tube for you and let you try it.
Ooh.
I used to also break just activated charcoal tablets and brush my teeth with the powder inside the tablets. But
Did it work nice? I mean, did you see good results?
yeah, I mean, like, it helps whiten your teeth and like,
Right. That's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
Yes.
And I think it's supposed to also like detoxify. So like if you have like bad breath, I think it's supposed to like help with that. But it's also kind of dry too. So you want to like mix it with your regular toothpaste if you're just doing like the powder itself. You don't want to just like
just throw some
dump
powder,
some powder.
in there and mix their saliva.
I mean, if you can do that, but I cannot. I need
yeah.
something to make it more blastic or something.
But yeah, so I think this goes into like sort of our personal shopping habits. Like, I mean, I hate to shop anyways, but like when I do, like I try and be intentional about what I buy and who I buy it from as much as I can. So like, you know, I shop on Etsy a lot, or you know, if I have friends that sell certain things or whatever, I really try to support them more than anything else. Like if I go out for donuts, I usually don't go to the big grocery store. I'll go to our local shop, you know, or whatever. Or if I want breakfast one morning, I try not to go to places like, well, I won't name anyone for purposes, but like, you know, big fast food restaurants and whatever. Not to say that I never do that. I still probably do it more than I'd like, but I try a lot of the time.
You try and make it a conscious decision.
Yes.
And,
Yes, absolutely.
See, now I'm going to come from the other end of the spectrum and let everyone know. I am honestly, and I don't mean to be this way, but it's just the honest truth. I'm really not very conscious about how I make my choices when it comes to that stuff. Like, for instance, on my days when I leave here and I go home, it's hard for me to not just go drive through somewhere and have something to eat from my way home.
Convenient.
You know what I mean?
You know,
which
like,
honestly, it's been helping that Mom has been providing lunch.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I thank you.
I feel bad that she does, but at the same time, yeah, it's like, well, at
It's
least
helping all of us.
But I do like driving through sometimes, and that's why I'm like, gosh darn it, like, she makes lunch all the time, which I'm thankful for, but then now I can't go, like, to Culver's and get my milkshake, you know?
But you know what's really sad about that, too, though? Is because I think a lot of that is, like, the way that we're conditioned to, like, really like fast food, and the way that it's made, it's, like, addictive to us, probably. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, and so...
Tastes delicious.
And it costs more money than just, like, having Mom feed you, you know? Like, it's... Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Consume. But I get it. It's good. It tastes really good.
I get my milkshakes from a small business, though, a local small town business.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember when you were, I think, just having...
It was the day I had Levi, and Trevor didn't want to go, because when I had him, I was on, like, this milkshake kick, and they're not just milkshakes, they're, like,
kind of
like slushies, like flavored like shaved ice mixed with the soft serve, so it's like a blended slushy thing that I was addicted to, like, at the end of my pregnancy. So he was going up there like once or twice a day getting, and they were doing like the curbside delivery, and it was so convenient, and like, so we were doing that, and then like it was the day that we had him, and it was a home birth, so like Trevor didn't want to leave and go anywhere. We just wanted to stay home with the family, and Susie's like, oh, I'm going to drop this off for him and leave it on the porch. Is there anything else I could bring and drop it on your porch? And I was like, milkshakes.
Hell yeah,
you could bring me milkshakes.
Yeah. I mean, I understand, though, but, like, I mean, I don't make that much money either. I mean, I have my small business, which helps some, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, one of my personal vices, though, like, as much as I like to be mindful and stuff like that, sometimes just because of pricing issues and because I don't have that much money to, like, invest in, like, more expensive things, sometimes I shop on Amazon more than I'd like.
Me too.
I'm terrible about Amazon.
So convenient.
Yeah.
It is a convenient factor. And, like, but I do try and find, like, the smaller sellers on Amazon, but I just have, like, ethical issues with, what is that? There's like a screech or something.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah, I think it was like real screeching or something. But
I've noticed that, like, I do try that, you know, there are small sellers on there or whatever, and I do try as much as possible to do that, but, like, it's also, like, I don't like the fee structure that they charge, like, and I'm getting that way with Etsy, too, like, they've been charging more and more, and, like, some of their, like, ad programs are becoming, in my eyes, a little more predatory, like, they will force, like, certain people who make X amount of money on Etsy into these, like, ad sharing programs. So, like, their ads will show up on, like, Facebook and stuff. But if you click the ad for, like, a month, if you buy something from their shop, they charge, like, an exorbitant amount more for having that ad. So, like, other than, like, the regular fee that you would usually pay Etsy, they charge you more because the sale derived from an ad.
Right.
That they forced you to put up.
Yeah, that you could you opt out of that?
Only if you make under a certain amount of money per month or something like that on Etsy.
So basically,
but once you're in it
so
permanently.
their higher profiter people, basically, that have the ads going are now having to give them more of their profit.
Yes, and it's quite a bit more. I can't remember what the exact totals are off the top of my head, but it felt kind of predatory to me. Like I don't know.
It's like, how are you going to make money as a small business person when
it's like DoorDash and stuff like that too? Like, they charge like a lot of money, especially for like small businesses.
Yeah, I don't do like the deliveries, honestly. I mean, because I don't know why, for some reason, I feel so like, I don't know. I feel like I'm paying way too much money for the delivery fee. Plus, I always leave a tip. Plus, I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. I feel like adds so much more cost to it.
It does add a lot more cost. It does. But even if you do, like, if you're going to do delivery, my recommendation would be obviously try and buy local restaurants, especially right now. But also, just if they have like an in-service delivery system, try and use it because they get to keep more of the profit that way. Like some of these like DoorDash and stuff like that, like especially for small restaurants, it's like I've read articles and stuff that like the amounts that they charge them are almost like debilitating. Like it's a lot. Like, sometimes I think they're making more money than the, you know, restaurant. It's, like, crazy. Sam, what are some of your personal shopping habits?
Well, so I probably right now I have more subscription boxes than I would like to, but so we have HelloFresh, which we kind of have stopped doing because I was only ordering their vegetarian options.
I've never tried one of those. I've always wanted to try one.
The HelloFresh?
Same.
Something like it, yeah.
I could send you guys probably a free box or something. I think I have options for that. I'll have to look into it. But we kind of paused it for a while because, like I said, since I'm doing a vegetarian diet, like, we were ordering those options for a while. But now we've kind of seen most of them, and, like, now that we have the recipe cards, we don't need to, like, order it from them. We could order just the ingredients through my Misfit Market box, which is what I'm doing again now.
Right.
So I still like that. And they've been sending us a lot of apples and pears, and I need to post a picture of what I got yesterday because I got oranges that were like the size of Levi's head. They were like this freaking big.
I'm like, I got some halos the other day.
My mom was like, she saw me when I was unboxing it, and because it was one of her days that she comes over to help me homeschool. And she saw me unboxing, and she's like, "Are you sure that's not a grapefruit?" I'm like, "No, Mom, it says navel orange on this sticker. Like, this is a giant ass orange." But yeah, so, and we usually get like potatoes from them, and so like I get snacks for Dylan because he always eats just like grabs a pear or like an apple or something, and then I have those or the oranges.
He's a really good eater.
He is a really good eater.
And then I have like vegetarian snacks for me. I can just throw a potato in the microwave and have a potato and throw some cheese on it or something, and then we also get a lot of onions. I got some red peppers that were kind of smashed in my box, but that's whatever. Like, and I order chocolate through there more often than I should because like I get all my add-ons. Like, I get bread and I get my grains, I get cereal, I get stuff. They have all kinds of add-ons. So like that also is
your grocery shopping.
Yeah, that's why I don't go grocery shopping because I can get that delivered once a week if I choose to. I think they even had like a whole Thanksgiving like feast option for delivery, but I didn't get. But
for
I think they have
that.
Yeah.
Convenient.
I also just canceled my Ipsy subscription. Like, I had that for 2 years, and I got it like annually, so I will keep getting it until like February or something.
What's Ipsy?
That's a makeup one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Which I don't mind it. Like, I think it is worth the value, but I just don't go out. Obviously, I'm not going out, so I don't put makeup on ever. So I'm like, why do I get makeup every month when like it's just piling up, and I would rather subscribe to a different subscription box that I will use the products for than keep getting this product.
Understandable. I mean,
yeah.
Nice.
And then Dylan gets Stitch Fix, so like I don't have to buy him clothes ever, and
nice.
so he gets that once every 3 months, I think, is the plan.
Is Stitch Fix like brand new clothes, or is it like
brand new clothes? Yes.
Okay.
And you can choose to like not keep it all or keep it all, but like if you keep it all, you get like 50% off most of it, and then like another this. So like you might as well keep it all. Even so, we always.
So what do they do with the items that you guys choose not to keep?
I don't know. They send a bag that you can just send. It's already postmarked, and you can just send it back, and then you just pay for what you keep. But I've never sent it back. I think they probably just send it to other families. I don't know. Keep it in their inventory, because now they have an option where you can like go and buy different sizes or different colors of the items they've sent you. They have like a store type front. So I'm guessing that like their extra items or like their send backs they probably put in there maybe.
So they have like a send back box option for people that don't want them brand new.
Yeah, it comes in your box already, like your package to send it back and all that. But yeah, he gets that, and we've liked most of the stuff that he gets. Like, you get to do like a whole profile thing of like, we like these things, we like these colors, these are like his favorite yada yadas, and these are all his sizes for all these different like site things, and then they show you like different pictures, and then you like thumbs up or thumbs down a bunch of crap, and it's a whole thing. But
it kind of gives them some sort of an algorithm to work with for.
Trevor tried the adult version of Stitch Fix. He did not like it for himself, so
Gotcha.
He only got one subscription and didn't like send anything. He just sent the whole thing back and didn't even bother trying to like get a new stylist or like, because that's another thing. You can always request a different stylist if they do send you stuff that was like they didn't read my profile right or something.
My boss, I think, was just talking about that because she was recommending. She's like, yeah, I'm not very stylish, but I just got on this new thing, and they sent me all these clothes and. Yeah, the first stylist I had, I didn't really care for, so then I redid my stylist, and I love the one I got now. So
yeah, I think that's important. That like, if sometimes things like that, if it doesn't work out the first time, maybe try a different person. I don't know. I've been looking. I don't think I would do Stitch Fix for me, but there are other like adult clothing and subscription things that I've been curious about. I don't remember.
So
I don't know which ones they are. But
like your subscription
I think
box.
the only reason I would maybe try that for is the fact that I'm not a very stylish person. So maybe if I were to be given like the clothing and said, "Hey, put this on, you're gonna look good in it," then maybe I'd be like more open to the idea of, "Oh, actually, this does look kind of cute on me."
Yeah.
But like if I saw it on the rack, I'd be like, "No, I'm not."
And I don't think they're for everyone or for long term use. Even like
until you establish your
like
style.
I think it's something to be like in. Yeah.
Once you find
establish
what you like.
something or establish, because like another one that we do right now is little passports because we're homeschooling, and that's just kind of how we do our social studies is we do a whole week I guess it's a whole month based on like what the package is that month. So we're gonna go into Egypt. We just finished France, so like we kind of do the whole thing that they comes in the little passport, which I get the additional book that comes with it. And then I usually just go on Pinterest or I go on teacherspayteachers.com and find like little units related to like that topic. And we do additional unit studies on that.
Yeah.
So
That's really cool, actually. I remember when we were kids, we got little Harry Potter like subscription packages, and they were always a thing that I looked forward to.
Like
It
Highlights
was fun.
magazine.
I remembered I got babysitter clubs. I don't remember reading a single damn one of those books, but I got them all.
I remember quite a few of them. I love the new reboot that they just did on Netflix. Have you guys seen that?
I watched some of it. Like I said, I don't get on TV as much. Although I just started watching like Golden Girls. That's my. I put this in the background and like while I'm playing with the kids,
That
I have
was
the
my
Golden
shit.
Girls.
When I got back from when I was on bed rest, me and Kelly all day Golden Girls.
Well, I just think it's like kind of like what we're in right now because like we have like the grandmas over there, and then like we're all kind of like living in like each other's houses at this. Like,
It's gonna be us and like fast forward 30 years.
It's our cute little hive.
And then Kelly and Levi and Dylan are gonna be next door, like doing their thing on whatever God knows technology will be live then, and we'll be like, "Oh, those kiddos over there."
Oh.
We'll make them some lunch.
Do you guys have
and
any
watch their
other
kids.
shopping habits that you're... I do have on mine here that I didn't mention yet, that when I buy like metaphysical supplies or like things that I'm going to put on my altar or do spell work with, or that I'm going to like use for some intentional like spiritual growth purpose.
Yeah.
I like to go actually into a shop to buy those. So it's been a while since I bought stuff like that just because of that reason, but
Then you can vibe it.
yeah, like I need to feel its energy. Like, how do you feel its energy just by looking at it? I mean, some people like have that ability, I think, but I am not spirit like that way. I have to like see it and like feel it and be next to it and like see which one is the one that like wants me to touch it, and that's the one I pick up. Like for my crystals, like I go and stand in front of it, and which one is the most like get me is the one I usually get. Like
Funny that you say it in those terms, because I didn't necessarily think about it in those terms before, but like, yeah, whenever I've gone into a rock shop, that is like in my own head almost what happens. It's like, which one of you wants to go home with me?
my precious.
Which one is the prettiest one that wants to just jump out and say, me?
Speak to me.
No wonder you guys get like to shop more than I do, because I ain't never had shit talk to me.
You gotta feel its aura. Come on.
Oh man, it's too funny.
But no, honestly,
But I get it. Like, I've seen things that I like in stores before. So I do get it to a degree. Don't get me
Right.
wrong. Yeah.
But no, the only other bad shopping habit that I can speak to is my terrible habit of buying clearance. And I just found out what my problem is the other day. I pinpointed what it was. So when I was at the other store, I had some things that had gone on clearance that I was eyeballing and looking at, like, ooh, I'm going to get that when I go on break. Ooh, I'm going to get that when I go on break. And then when I went on break to go get it, it was already purchased and gone. So I was so like, oh, darned, I missed out on the opportunity. So from that point on, I've been like taking the opportunity. Yeah, like in my mind, for some reason, it's been like this whole weird thing where I think I'm going to miss out on an opportunity on a freaking clearance item that's not going to be there later. So once it's on clearance, it's not there anymore.
Do some shadow work on that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, seriously.
You know, so I got this book, which was the Book of Shadows. I almost bought 3 of them. I might
I have
just
like a
go and
little
get 2 of
notebook
them.
in my little
like,
box in the corner
You guys
over there.
need this in your life too.
Well, no, we could do it together was what I was thinking. Like, we could, like, because they have, like, the spell of the day, and you write the date in the moon phase, and it's like, we could do it, like, when we get together and do, like, a spell, like,
we can do it on our
because,
own,
like, the
and
power
we
of
get
3
together.
is, you know, more powerful than...
Oh, but really
Anyways.
fast. The only other reason why I was bringing up my clearance habits or my terrible shopping habit of clearance items is the fact that now my house is full of goodies.
Consume.
I have consumed, but now it's for the benefit of my shopping people because I have a store. I'm basically going to go through all of my purchases that I've made throughout all of these years and finally start putting them up in my shop because I have...
Are you doing like a Posh, or what are you doing?
Poshmark, yes.
Poshmark?
I have a Poshmark. So basically, there are just all kinds of different things that I have throughout the years, whether it's, home decor, holiday stuff. I've
What's
got
your name, girl?
Bargain Babe 2020.
Bargain Babe 2020.
Ooh. But so if anybody wants to, they can go check out some of the items in my shop that I don't have posted up there yet that I'm going to have to rush and
So now
post
you're going
up
to.
there.
I'm curious to see how much of a hoarder you are. I want to see how much you're going to post. That's what I'm curious about.
Oh,
Maybe
God.
that's what my prediction will be on.
I just
There's no
remember you opening
predicting.
the door before Kelly was born into her room, and I was like,
Girl, I am serious. That room is now my craft room, and it's pretty much just as full as it was with Kelly's shit. Without her shit in there, it's all other shit now.
Girl. Although I can't really judge. I can't remember who I was commenting it to, but like there was somebody on Twitter who had like this really nice like workspace, and I was like, I wish I could have my workspaces be that clean and orderly. I was like, I am chaos in human form because it's true. And my craft space is holy
no
shit.
offense, girl, but yes.
Yeah, I know. I'm so self-aware.
You can work in chaos. I just can't
Not
work
always.
in chaos sometimes.
It
I gotta
depends on
have a
the
little bit of
level.
a space.
Yeah. Sometimes you just survive in the chaos. You're not working or functioning.
No,
You're just
not really.
there in it.
Although I've been trying to get better.
Hiding in the
have been
bathroom.
getting a lot
The other
better,
day I
actually,
made a post and it was like sometimes you're as a mom you just have to like sit on the bathroom floor while your your family annoys you from the other side and smoke a bowl because like
Family that I just can't right now.
like especially in COVID like I said, like we've been
escape each
super
other.
hunkered down. So my family, I can't get away from them, and I love them, and it's what we have to do.
Yeah.
But
Small
get the
doses
fuck away
would be
from me
nice.
sometimes.
These outings are nice for Samantha to get away. She's like, come over to my house and hang out with me, Susie, and smoke weed with me.
You know, I do like, though, because I thought I'd talk a little bit about what I do or don't like. Like, I hate shopping in general, like, in person. So, like,
Yeah.
I try to avoid it like the plague. And so... But I do shop online a little bit here or there, even though I don't really like buying stuff more generally. I go through little phases where I'll buy little things here or there, but, like, I don't purchase all the time. Like, I'm not, like, an emotional shopper
You
or
had
anything
some really
necessarily.
cute
but,
clothes
like,
that you purchased recently. Where'd you get all those, like, Harry Potter clothes, girl? Those
Torrid.
Torrid, okay.
Yeah. I hadn't shopped for clothes in like eons. I'm not like one of those girls who buys clothes all the
Well,
time.
I remember. That's why I said it. I was like, yeah, that's right. You finally bought a
I
whole
go
new
through,
wardrobe
like,
for
phases
a while.
every few
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
Nice.
But like,
Sorry. Tangent.
no, that's okay. And I'm trying to remember what I was on my way to saying. Susie!
I'm
just
so
kidding.
sorry. You were talking
It's
about
okay.
how you don't necessarily...
We all do it.
Like the fact that you buy, I think that's what you were getting at.
Don't necessarily like that I buy something.
I think you're talking about Amazon buying.
That was earlier, I think. Oh, well, I hate shopping in general, but I have started... Yeah, no, that's okay. So I try not to do it. Even online, I don't shop that much. But, like, I have noticed, like, because of COVID and whatever, and me sort of, like, being very hyper-aware of, like, circumstances right now, and even a little bit before this, like, don't get me wrong, but I'm, like, hyper-aware now, like, how my purchasing habits and activities, like, are... you know, some influential or, like, have sort of consequences on the world around us. Mm-hmm. So, like, if I buy from, like, someone who's operating out of their basement or, like, you know, like a small bodega shop or whatever like that, I'm having much more impact on their personal life here, you know, in, you know, wherever I buy from, you know, like someone locally rather than some, you know,
corporation that is just
that most of the profit goes to the top or back into the business and not to the people who are producing and laboring for them. Like, I can't.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think that honestly goes right back to what I was saying in the very beginning about the whole, like, yeah, capitalist is okay, but also they got to realize that they have so much power that they could give back to the people that work for them and run their companies if they were to make that a higher rate of pay. And it's not going to break them. It's not going to break their bank. They have billions of dollars.
But they chase profitability, and if profitability is what they're chasing, then one of the ways that they can chase that dragon is
by paying
people minimally and trying to produce. And that like combination thing we're talking about either.
Also, like,
well, no, I was going to say something like... or I was going to mention earlier, we talked about how, like, they're compacting jobs into jobs into jobs. Mm-hmm. Well, if you now have one person doing, like, what used to be the equivalent of, like, 6 or 7 people's jobs, and not really paying them that much more at all.
And so
that's also a savings. Yeah, exactly.
Well, like right now, I actually just recently found out at my old store that the manager that I didn't get along with basically is refusing to hire people in the store because it's going to make her numbers look bad for hours. But there's this outside company that they're working with that they are basically allowing to be paid by task, not by hour. So they'll basically hire this person and say, okay, we're going to pay you $100 to get, I think it's...
Doesn't matter if it takes you 1 hour or 20.
Yeah. 8 tasks done.
And it's probably tasks that do take time.
Some of them I've noticed are a lot more timely than others. And that's the other thing is that there's no equivalent workload per task. You cannot tell, like, one person's skid for another person's skid. You know, like, this one might have a bunch of little tiny boxes that are going to take you a whole hour to finish that one, but then this one might only take this guy 10, 20 minutes because it's all toilet paper. You know, like, so it's one of those things that's not very fair. But the problem is that the company itself, the hours for that third party aren't coming out of the company's profit margin / hours.
So basically they're contracting out instead of using people that they've already hired in store.
Exactly. Or hiring in people for those positions so they don't have to pull in that third party, basically.
So basically they're
like,
referring people to the third party.
Yeah, like my old boss literally only has 6 people that are actually employed at our store.
You don't need a union. That's what I would say to that.
Yeah, and when I was in management, they would literally tell us that we couldn't push for unions, and if we heard anything about a union, that we were to report it, so that we didn't get rid of it. And gee, I wonder why, because y'all
because it disempowers you guys to do things.
Well, and they actually, I remember when I was in management, they actually had an entire video that we had to give to our people upon orientation that literally
anti-union propaganda.
Anti-union, yes. They basically were talking about, oh yeah, unions are a failing thing. They can't make you any promises. They still have to negotiate as long as the company's decision.
Well, yeah, but it gives them negotiating power. The more people they have in the union,
they basically tried to minimize what a union could even do for them, so that way they wouldn't even consider it.
And when they're hiring out to third parties like they are now,
that
even more disenfranchises you guys, because
that would have been a union strike probably.
Right, because you guys could strike and have, some leverage over them.
Like the $2 pay that they were giving everybody, they took it away, and they actually had this petition that went out, and I signed it because I didn't know that this was the case, but apparently our boss actually broke it down for somebody that put out the petition. They were like, just so you know, like, this petition isn't going to have any effect because I cannot just implement this thing. Like, we have to be in, I think it was code 1 or stage 1 for the whole
But who's making those
county.
rules? The company in general. I mean, there's...
Well, I think that he's basically saying that until they are told that they have to put these things into place, that they cannot put them into place. Like that $2 extra rate thing.
Well, like your store manager
What do they
can't
call
do
it?
it.
Right.
On his
The
level.
corporation itself is what the
Have to
problem
do
is.
it.
Yeah.
So you
Right.
need like everybody in your corporation doing it.
Well,
but of
see,
course,
that's what her point for the petition was to try to get it every single store, as many signatures as you can. Like, try to figure out a way to make this happen for us because we are still essential workers. We're still out there on the front
you're
line risking our
yourselves.
lives. And yet we're not getting the extra $2 an hour anymore. We haven't been for months. Like, I think it was 2 months that we got that shit, and then they took it away from us. And no more stimulus checks. No more nothing. I mean...
Yeah, are they still negotiating that second one? Like, they've been...
Well, it was passed in the House, but the Senate has not done anything in terms of the negotiating that they could do.
Because
they could mark up the bill and amend it and whatever, but they haven't taken any
Their
of
lives
those
are still
steps.
functioning just fine. They don't need any help.
I mean, the House has been trying to get them to negotiate on it. Because, I mean, even if there's, like, stuff in it that the Senate doesn't like, they can mark up and amend the bill and then send it back to the House with,
Right,
like,
but, like, get
whatever
to the
they
bottom
find.
of it and figure it out and get it passed.
They haven't
so people
taken
know,
that
like,
next step.
It just seems like it's going in it's going nowhere.
Yeah.
And people are getting frustrated because their lives are continuing to go on and nothing is being solved or resolved.
Yeah. But unless both of the chambers can agree to something or negotiate something, really,
right?
nothing's going to get done.
I think that if they're like on the fence about it, then like make it only for the people that are following the rules. Like only provide for the businesses that actually close their doors for indoor service. Like you know, only give stimuluses to people that are doing
that initial
X,
like,
Y, and Z.
corporate,
And
was it the CARES Act or the Heroes Act? I can't remember the one that was for small businesses and stuff. Like I mean, they found like all these like loopholes where like stuff was going to like not the people who really needed it. Like it was.
Yeah. Like I think if they went about it in a way that they could have approved it in a way that they would have been comfortable by now, and I think they're just like sitting on it like dilly-dallying for whatever fucking reason they have dilly-dally about it. I'm not that into politics to know what they're they're just being petty at this point. Like if there's something they need to negotiate it and stop letting the people suffer. Like
I'm with you, but like I mean in the House their hands are kind of tied right now because they could, like, I guess, do more bills, I guess, and try to get... But, I mean, there have been, like, bills sitting on the Senate desk. I mean, mostly what they've been doing is passing judges recently. So, I mean, they could be... I don't know. It's like they're
we're diving into a whole nother place.
Yeah. Anyways, case in point, we're at a selling point because the Senate has done nothing with the bill that has been sent to them. And they could negotiate it, and they're just not. So...
If they would, it would make things a lot better for their essential workers / people that are unemployed /
it makes the retail
the people that are really affected.
I feel like showing that they care about their community is a good thing to do right now.
Yes, exactly. You would think that they would think that way, but
everything's probably easier said than done. I don't know.
True.
But like I don't want to make excuses for people, but like I feel like we're dropping the ball, America.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. 100.
Anyways, are we gonna go to our predictions for the week?
Yes, something a little more positive.
Okay, so I have do you want to, you have something written, do you want to go?
I'm changing that one.
Okay, do you have what you're changing or do you want me to go?
Yes, I will put what I'm going to predict. I am going to predict that I am going to get at least 10 items listed in my Bargain Babe shop.
Okay.
Woohoo! You can be our sponsor next episode if you get it up.
Yeah,
I like this.
And so...
Our own side hustles.
Yes.
Clearing out shit out of my house.
Okay.
So I predict that by the time we record again, I will have made and finished 2 pairs of a 5-pair shoe order.
Girl, you've been telling us that you need to work on this for the past 2 months.
I have done little things. I have cut out some of the papers and stuff like that over time, but I really need to like hunker down and do it. I just like bunker down.
I'm like that
and do it.
Whatever.
Yes.
I'm like that with some of Dylan's schooling stuff, so I totally get it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna, since you already did yours based on what you might put on your post, I'm gonna go based on who's gonna be sponsoring us this week, and I'm gonna say that my mom, her shop is going to sell at least 5 sales within the next time we record.
Ooh, wow.
I like that one.
That was like a witchy, like,
I felt the
yes. So
I felt the energy.
okay, so you predict Little Something Vintage will have 5 sales before we record again. I'm predicting. What did I predict?
That you're gonna make 2.
Oh yes, I'm gonna make 2
before we
I'm writing
record.
this down. 2 pairs.
Wait, we could put it in the thing.
Put it in the document. Hold ourselves accountable. So I'm going to make 2 pairs of the 5-pair order that I need to do for the Nerd Boutique. Susie, you are going to put at least how many items?
10.
10 items in your Bargain Babe 2020.
Yes.
Is that right? Poshmark. And we'll see how we do. So as Sam mentioned, our sponsor this week, because she helps us so much by helping watch the kids while we record our podcast here, is
since she's
our
also
aunt slash mom,
my mom, their aunt.
She's always been so helpful over the years too.
She loves vintage things, and so she has a shop where she sells really great vintage items called Lil Something
so many
Vintage.
Antiques. It's awesome.
She has really children's books. She's got like glassware. She's got all kinds of stuff.
Like if you need replacements of like dishes.
And like a lot of one of a kind like collector item things too. So.
Yeah, she has like there's like a lot of really neat stuff in there. So it's lilsomethingvintage.etsy.com, LilSomethingVintage.etsy.com. So visit her shop, show her some love because she helps us out so much by helping out with the kids while we do this. And you can follow her on Twitter as well at Something Vintage, SOMETHNVINTAGE, or on Instagram Lil Something Vintage, LilSomethingVintage.
And I believe that if you search Lil Something Vintage on YouTube, that her channel also comes up. We will link it, but
yes,
if you do the search for that name, it will be the...
And you might see some extra Marilyn on there, because I help her with her videos.
Yeah.
So...
yeah, they go through and they actually like give details
Teamwork
as to the condition of all of her items. So it was definitely they're informative videos for you guys to check out if you're interested in some of the items that she's selling in the shop. So
yeah, some of it we just show off. Some of it we have little tidbits about the companies every once in a while.
Yeah.
And whatever. So
sometimes there's just some funny things that they end up doing or saying along the way that is also entertaining.
We're here to entertain you. So I guess with that we'll just say thank you so much for listening, Coven, and until next time,
blessed be. Bye.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Midwest Coven Cast. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and leave us a review. You can also join our coven by following us on social media at Midwest Coven on Twitter and at Midwest Coven Cast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You can also find us at MidwestCovenCast.com. Until next time, blessed be.